there, I'm Charlie and welcome back to Spooky Season Arts and Crafts. Today I will be tackling the Melty Beads Black Cat kit, and here it is. I did have to wait and borrow an iron from Ian's mum before I could start doing this craft, but I've got it now, so let's jump right into it, unbox this and see what we've got. Don't you love it when that happens? Turns out that was a blessing in disguise because we actually need this back piece to do the design. So here's what we're working with. First of all, the back of the packet has the instructions for us to follow, and this piece which ripped off the cardboard is actually the design template we're going to follow when assembling our Melty Bead Black Cat. Next we have a little pegboard to put the beads on while we're laying them together before we iron them and fuse them into one piece. Here we have our actual beads that we will be using for the project. And finally we have a little bit of parchment paper to be placed between the iron and the beads so that we can actually do the melting. Okay, I think it's time to set up. Okay, let's get started. So as you can see, I have separated all of the beads by color because they were originally mixed together. And I've also gotten out a couple of long tweezers from my scrapbooking supplies to make it easier to actually place them, because I have rather big clunky hands and these are kind of little. I've also, as you can see, lined up the pegboard so that the dots are under pegs and we can use that as our template. I want to start with boo. I'm gonna start with the word. Let's grab our little orange guys for the B and we'll start to put them on. It seems like I'm going to be bumping and readjusting this a lot, so I apologize if that comes across negatively in the footage. It's just very slippery. Okay, that's one letter down. Alright, so we'll put these aside to do the rest of the orange later, but let's grab the purple and do the O. Okay, so a little hack I realized is that if I have them in the container with the holes facing vertically, I can grab two with my tweezers, like so, and then place them together, which saves a little bit of time and also makes the placement a little easier. Second letter down. All right, let's grab out the yellow and do the second O. These look like tiny pieces of macaroni. Don't eat them. Success! We have finished a word! Now we get to actually do the cat! Woo! Alright, I think because I've got the yellow out, I'm gonna do the color portions of this and then we'll just get straight into the black. So we'll use the yellow first. We are officially done with the yellow! We've even got some spare. We're also done with the purple. I think we are going to have some spares of every color, and the board itself is reusable, so maybe I might make something else at a different day. Let's grab the white. And that's the white finished. Let's do the last few orange, and then we'll be ready to jump right into the black. We're done with all the assorted colors now, we just have all of the black to actually create the cat. Let's go. It keeps getting stuck. It's starting to look like a cat. So I've decided I'm going to do an outline of the cat and probably fill in the tail as I go, and then I'll fill in the body because this is sliding around a lot and it's making me anxious. So now that the outline is done and I just have to fill in the body of the cat, I have removed the backing because it was sliding around a lot and that made it a little bit harder to follow. So now I just have to fill in these empty gaps. Yay! Oh, I finished placing the beads. It actually looks really cute right now and I'm very excited, but obviously it's not finished because at the moment it's just a bunch of loose beads on pegs. We do need to melt them together. Okay, I've set up my iron and ironing mat. I got out the parchment paper, so now we can start to melt the beads together. Place it down over the beads and then we're going to just gently iron it with the iron on low in circular motions for 10 to 15 seconds. Wish me luck! Oh, I think it's starting to work. Now it does say to try and use even pressure to get all of the beads. Okay, now that I've melted one side, I have to let it cool for a minute before I can peel the paper off and then take the backing off so that we can do the other side. Okay, it's kind of come off itself. It's also kind of pulled itself off of the board, so I guess now is when we flip her over and do the other side, I guess. All right, so once again, we do have to cover them with the parchment before we melt. Same principle again. Oh, I see what I've done. I broke it. Let me fix that. Wondering why it was really thick on one side, and it was because I had, in fact, folded it in half. Hopefully this will help mend it a little. That's looking much more promising. Okay, so I'm gonna turn off the iron and I'm gonna let that cool a little before we do a reveal. And this is how they turned out. So I have a few comments to make about them. So first of all, with the lettering, as you can see, the holes aren't uniform. Now I did copy the placement on the actual card, so I think that was intentional, but it does look a little clunky. Secondly, when I flipped it over, the tail bent in half. And I didn't realize, which is why it was very thick. And because I didn't realize it had folded over, I was trying to flatten it with the iron, which has caused this mess. Having said that, I do think they've turned out pretty decently for my first ever Melty bead attempt. I'm not certain that I did it right. I'm not sure if it should have been melted more or less, but this is what they look like. If you look at them from a side, they do have a sort of wider rim on each side where they've been melted together, but the actual center is the same. And this is the case for both. But in general, I think they're pretty cool. And there we have it. That was my complete Melty Beads Black Cat Kit experience. I had a great time filming this. And although the backing slipping around under the pegboard was a nuisance, I'll just tape it in the future, actually placing the beads I found really calming and kind of therapeutic. I think I would 100% try this again. Let me know in the comments below if you've ever done a Melty bead craft yourself, and if not, would you be willing to try? Thank you so much for watching this and I really hope you liked it. If you did, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any more spooky season coming this month. Hope you're having an amazing day and I can't wait to see you all soon. Bye!